you're looking for coffee subscriptions online, there are two major ones that you see a lot: Trade and Blue Bottle. They basically are offering the same thing of freshly roasted coffee delivered to your door, but how they go about getting that coffee to you is extremely different. Some of those differences include flavor, how you brew your coffee at home, the control you have as a subscriber, price transparency, and does the subscription evolve with your tastes? Trade Coffee is based in personalization. They can match you with over 400 different types of independent roasters across the US based on a taste quiz. The longer you have your subscription with Trade, your matches get more refined based on your ratings and feedback that you provide. Each bag of coffee that you receive from Trade ships directly from the roaster, so it's guaranteed fresh every time. Blue Bottle is a specialty roaster themselves. They have an in-house team to curate every coffee that they make. Blue Bottle is known for their clean and precise aesthetics and their consistent house-style coffee. Their subscriptions are based on their own house selection of roasts rather than a larger network of roasters. When it comes to variety and sourcing, Trade pulls from a rotating network of over 400 independent roasters across the US. So the range of origins, processes, and roast styles is extremely wide. Within some of this range, you could be receiving single origin coffee, meaning that the coffee comes from a specific region or farm, or you could also be getting different blends of origins. So that means different blends from different parts of regions mixed together, kind of curated by each independent roaster. So based on those variables, you're either getting coffee that is very distinct and traceable, or you're getting something extremely unique that you may never tried before. And when it comes to Blue Bottle, they offer a smaller yet more curated selection of coffee roasted in-house. Their range is intentional and consistent, but not wide. Blue Bottle is great if you know that you really like Blue Bottle. If Blue Bottle is something you've never tried before, getting into a subscription could be challenging, given that there's only one option at hand, and that's Blue Bottle's coffee. Blue Bottle has high consistency and brand notoriety in the coffee industry, but when it comes to bean selection, it can be a little limiting. So with Trade pulling from so many different roasters across the US, your options feel a lot limitless when it comes to finding the right coffee for you. One thing about a coffee subscription that makes it stand out is how personalized you can get it to your taste. So when you sign up with Trade, they send you a quiz asking you a few short questions like, what is your brew method at home? What are your roast preferences? And even what flavor profiles do you enjoy? It will then immediately match you with the coffee based on all of those questions that you answered. And the great thing is, after you receive your order, you get to rate and review the coffee that you received. And with all of that feedback, it allows Trade to go back in and narrow down even more what kind of coffee from different roasters they believe would fit your taste preferences the best. Blue Bottle has a set lineup of coffees that they sell online. So when it comes to picking out a subscription, you do get to pick the coffee you want specifically rather than having it randomly assigned to you. You get to pick the grind and the frequency in which you'd like to receive it. But other than that, there's not a lot of experimentation that happens. You're just selecting a Blue Bottle coffee from their website. Blue Bottle's brand is very simplistic and relies heavily on coffee drinkers knowing that they like Blue Bottle. So when it comes to personalization, really, the most you get with Blue Bottle is knowing what type of coffee on Blue Bottle's lineup that you enjoy. With Trade's coffee subscription, it takes personalization to a different level. You just take the short quiz and they do all the work for you. Next thing you know, you're getting a perfectly matched coffee delivered straight to your door. With so many people making coffee at home, it's pretty common to find that people are using espresso machines on a daily basis. But when it comes to espresso machines, it's really important to find the right balance of coffee for your espresso. When it comes to espresso blends or espresso roasts, it means that the bean is roasted specifically to hold up under the pressure and the heat of an espresso machine, which leads to it being a bolder, less acidic cup. Not every coffee roast or coffee bean is suitable for an espresso, which really makes it difficult to find the right type of bean for your espresso. This can be extremely challenging, especially when it comes to subscription services. When taking the quiz through Trade, they allow you to select specifically if you'd like espresso and how you brew your espresso at home. I did that when I took the quiz on Trade, and I got matched with this Kuet coffee roaster from Austin, Texas. I got their Carmadillo bold espresso blend. Blue Bottle has a well-regarded lineup of espresso beans on their website, So when I was online looking at their options, I picked out their Haze Valley Espresso. It has a very similar flavor profile to the Carmadillo from Kuet. It has bold notes of chocolate, brown sugar, and orange zest. And with Kuvet's Carmadillo blend, it has a rich and chocolatey flavor profile. When it comes to Trade and Blue Bottle, they both offer great options for espresso drinkers, just in different ways. Like with Blue Bottle, you get to choose from their curated line of espresso, where with Trade, you get to define what you like in an espresso and they'll match you with that. When it comes to pricing and size of coffee bags that you're receiving, both Trade and Blue Bottle are pretty different. When you take Trade's quiz, they'll give you an option between a 10.9 size bag, which is this size right here, and that's $16.99, or they also offer a 2-pound bag, which is $39.99. You can then choose if you want 1 or 2 bags in each of your deliveries, and how often you'd like to receive those deliveries. So you could choose from every 2 weeks or every 4 weeks. When it comes to the options you have with Blue Bottle, it's a little more limited. They really only sell 12-ounce bags of their coffee. But with that, you can determine how many bags you would like with each order. You could either choose between 1 bag, 2 bags, or 3 bags. And once you start bundling up to 2 or 3 bags, you do get a discount. They also give you the option of how often you would like your coffee delivered, and you could either do that every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, or every 4 weeks. So both of those options really depend on how frequently you drink coffee and how much coffee you drink in that time. Personally for me, I'm the only person in my house drinking coffee, so I could go through about a 10-ounce or 12-ounce bag of coffee, drinking maybe a cup a day for about 2 weeks. So going with the smaller option of 1 bag every 2 weeks, the prices are somewhat comparable, but you are saving a little bit more money going with Trade. So depending on how often you're drinking coffee, subscription flexibility matters a lot. Everything done through Trade, like the order frequency, roast style, bag size, can all be adjusted through their website, which is super helpful. Same with Blue Bottle, adjustments can be made through your subscription, but again, they're a little more limited based on the selections they have. So if you're looking for a little more flexibility when it comes to a coffee subscription, Trade definitely has the upper hand on this, but when it comes to Blue Bottle, you're getting that consistency, so along with that comes a little bit of ease in your daily coffee routine. I'm going to be trying both of the espresso blends that I receive from Trade and Blue Bottle, and I'm going to be using this Moka pot. So Moka pot is a very simple way to make espresso at home. So you put water down here, it has a little filter for your grinds right here. You put it on top of your stove, heating the water at the bottom creates pressure. The water pushes through the filtered coffee and comes out through a spout in the top. Moka pots are great and easy to use, especially for espresso if you don't have a fancy machine. It creates a very concentrated cup of coffee without the price tag or all the equipment an espresso machine needs. I'm going to start off by tasting Kuvet's Carmadillo espresso blend. Right off the bat, when you're smelling this, you're getting like very sweet and nutty, almost that like chocolate profile they were talking about. It's very good. You do get a little fruitiness and sweetness on the tip of your tongue at the beginning. That's probably because some of the origins that are used in this are Sumatra and Ethiopian. Those tend to typically have the more like fruit forward flavors. But given that this is a darker roasted coffee, that like chocolatey notes, the like caramelization, sweet flavors really come through. And altogether, it's a great espresso. I could see myself drinking this every morning. It'd even be great with milk and a latte, even over ice. Like, it's just a good cup of coffee. Next, I'm gonna try the Blue Bottle Haze Valley Espresso blend. When you smell it right away, it smells like a bar of dark chocolate. So those like baking chocolate notes that they labeled on the package are definitely coming through. It's very good. It's very, very smooth. I believe it's a Colombian and Guatemalan origin blend. Those tend to be a little more mild bodied, very smooth, easy to drink. It also says on the bag that it has some notes of orange zest. At the very beginning, I wasn't quite getting that. Like with Kuet's Carmadillo, right off the bat, you got this like very sharp, fruity taste before you got to the chocolatey flavor. Where with this one, it's almost like the opposite, where like you smell and taste the chocolate notes immediately, but after you drink it, you kind of get this lingering, like very citrus, bright taste. And I definitely can tell where the orange zest flavor is coming through. After trying Blue Bottle's espresso, I definitely can tell their brand identity and their very high curated profiles, and all of this very comes through. It's a very clean cup of coffee, very easy to drink. And where with Kuet's Carmadillo blend, it was very good. I don't know if I would say it was as smooth, but they come from very different roasters. After trying both of them, they're pretty comparable to each other. I don't have a strong preference over either one. I did really enjoy Blue Bottle's espresso. I thought it was very clean, very tasty, and if that was something I was looking for, very easy to go to Blue Bottle's website, make a subscription. I could get that delivered to my house. But with Kuet's Carmadillo blend that I got through trade, they matched me with that coffee based on my taste. So I feel like the quiz is pretty accurate because I was matched with Kuet's espresso blend and I really enjoyed it. And it was very comparable to Blue Bottle's coffee, which I went through their website and handpicked for myself. I think that goes to show the accuracy that Trade's quiz has. The good thing about Trade as well is I was matched perfectly with that espresso from Kuet, but at the same time, if I wanted to try something else, I'm not locked in to just getting Kuet's Carmadillo blend for the next 2-3 months. I get to go in, I can rate how much I like that order, what I liked, maybe what I didn't like, and with my next shipment, they can take that feedback and give me something similar. Or on the other hand, if maybe I want to try something a little different, I want to expand my taste preferences, Trade is also a good option to do that. Overall, both Trade and Blue Bottle are great subscription services. They offer great coffee, and after trying them side by side, I really enjoyed both. There's not one that I could pick over the other, but when it comes to the subscription service as a whole, that's a little different. While picking a coffee from Blue Bottle, you do notice those limitations. You do take a quiz, but they match you with a very limited selection of their coffees. So you don't get such a wide variety. You kind of have to narrow down what you think you'd like best from the options that they have. For my coffee experience right now, I'm really enjoying trying new things. Where you can take Trade's quiz and they can match you perfectly with coffees you'd enjoy. You get to leave feedback about how you like which coffee, But the best part about that is, even though I really enjoyed Kuet's Carmadillo Espresso blend, maybe I want something different. Maybe I change my mind. Maybe I want to go lighter. Maybe I want to go more fruit forward and less chocolate forward. They can do that for me. And it requires very little effort from me other than just giving them the feedback. And they can match me with a coffee that they think would fit my changes in preference. Altogether, they're both very good subscriptions. For me personally, I think I would stick with Trade. For example, you get matched with over 400 different roasters across the US, where with Blue Bottle, they're great, but they only have their selection from their roaster. But with Trade, I can get matched with any coffee roaster in the US, like places I would never get to try. So when it comes to personalization, especially exploration, trying new things, Trade is definitely the best option to go with.